then I was a snowboarder. I used to sail yachts, now I sail catamarans.
Yes.
Maybe there's something in that for everyone.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us about it. So, what do you like about your cat? This is Chris and Elissa from Barefeet.
Hello.
Hi. There's a lot of space, I think, is the big thing that I like. The big saloon and the big area out the back. So if you're cooking dinner, for example, it's a very social thing to do, and you've got a great view also because the kitchen just faces out towards the back of the boat.
I hadn't even thought of that one. Keep going.
What else do I like?
So that means when we're on watch, we can sit inside and watch a DVD.
Yeah.
And not actually
Stop.
have to go outside. We just turn around.
Yeah.
Still good.
The big windows in the saloon, it's like a 360-degree view, so to Alyssa's point, you can just sort of sit on the couch and look around when you're on watch at night to see if anything's coming, or even during the day. What else? For a small boat, we have a massive shower.
Yeah.
It's probably bigger than our shower at home, I think, funnily enough.
And we were talking about stability.
That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, the boat obviously doesn't heel over like a yacht does, but I would probably put that in a neutral category because you don't get the same sense of heeling over and speed as you would get on a monohull. So that's an advantage and a disadvantage because you can get yourself into dangerous territory because you don't have that sense of, okay, we're heeling over, let's
ease the pressure.
Let's ease the pressure of the sails, we'll put a reef in. And you really notice that when the wind has become too strong and you're turning around into the wind and you feel that sort of hull, that leeward hull start to not lift. We haven't lifted one out of the water yet, but it's been a concern of mine. What do you like, Elissa?
Well, I get a bit seasick, so we couldn't buy a yacht because I would be ill, especially every time I went downstairs trying to do anything. So for me, the cat is awesome because I haven't got seasick once.
Right.
So I can sit inside and I can make a meal on passage or boil a cup of tea or do any of those, and yeah, feels good. So I think, again, like what Chris said, it's a great living space. It's really open. I think, I admit it's not as sexy as a yacht. I give it that. And for sailing purists, probably not as exciting. But for slopestokes like me, it's perfect. I can sit there in my comfort and not get ill.
Nice.
And there's other good design features like dinghy davits, for
Redundancy.
example.
Yes.
Redundancy.
Yeah. So,
Oh yes, dinghies.
Yeah, it's easy for us to, I can manually just pull the dinghy out of the water, although it does take a bit of strength. The dual redundancy of the motors is another great safety mechanism because we only typically use one engine anyway, so if we were to lose one engine we just move to the other. The downside is you've got two engines to service, which is a little bit more costly. It's a shallower draft. Yeah. So
We could talk all day.
I don't know. And we have.
Is there a time limit?
Yeah, we have chatted about all these things, I think. Yeah. The draft is, that's
so
a
we
nice
can
one.
get into anchorages and away from, I guess, the main body of yachts that you might see at an anchorage. Although having said that,
And stability at anchorage as well.
Experience has taught us that getting right into an anchorage is not also the best thing because it means getting out in bad weather is harder. So I think we typically don't use that shallow draft as often as we could, but maybe when we get to the Pacific it'll be a big thing in terms of some of the, what are those?
Atoll.
Yeah, but the cut in the atoll that you need to get through.
The passage, yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? I can fly my drone off the Bimini roof, like what I did this morning.
Wow, I can do Pilates on the front as well.
We've got trampolines that you can jump on.
Yeah, well, if they're strong.
Yeah.
We don't let people jump on us.
Well, we once hired one for Dad's birthday, and we were jumping on them, and then the staff told us to get off.
Yeah.
There's a big sign on ours that says, "Do not jump on it."
Yeah.
Which we didn't make. Yeah, it's from the manufacturer.
Oh, really?
So do not jump on the trampoline.
I haven't seen that.
So no more jumping, Chris. Yeah.
And maybe more storage as well. Lots of storage, like the crash lockers that we were telling you guys
So that's
about
another
today.
safety feature, that the crash locker is a watertight component which adds important buoyancy if you don't put a lot of stuff in there, but it enables us to hit an object and to puncture both of our bows and not still have the boat in a position where we can sail back to safety.
Yeah. All right, I think
Gotta be-
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more
These are all things we just thought about off the top of our head.
yeah, no, we've been having these chats for a few weeks, and yes, there are some definite advantages to a cat.
I mean, there are downsides in that you pay 50% more at a marina.
True.
The outright purchase cost of a cat is more expensive than a comparable sized yacht. So it's not all upside. I mean, you do pay for the advantages. I really don't like the marina payment concept, because from a beam perspective, I would say that you're probably not that much beamier than some of the larger yachts, but you still are expected to pay a lot more than a boat of comparable beam.
Overall, you're pretty happy, right?
Super happy with our boat. Yeah, we've met two other couples that knew the former owners of our boat. One just recently, Debbie and Campbell, and they think everyone thinks we've got a good deal on the boat, which is good to hear. And so far, there's been no major issues with our boat. So
Excellent.
touch wood.
Touch wood. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you.
When it comes down to it, we have to admit we agree with most things Chris and Elissa said about the benefits of a cat. There's many in Anchorage where we were rolling around where we'd wished for a bit of stability. Or being able to drop the tender easily into the water. When coming into a new Anchorage with friends on their cat, while we'd be dropping the tender into the water, our friends would already be coming home from the patisserie with fresh bread. But there's two major benefits to a monohull. Firstly, for the same amount of money, you get a longer hull, which means you're faster on the monohull. When Barefeet was doing 6 knots, in the same winds, we'd be doing 7. Might not sound like much, but it does add up to 2 to 4 days less crossing the Atlantic. Secondly, as Chris said, you definitely have more fun sailing a monohull. Let us know what you think. Cat or monohull?